Elden Ring Shadow of Erdtree. Let's remove black bars, remove the FPS cap, change the field of view, and a bunch of other useful mods. I'll be showing you how to install them and use them in this super quick guide. Let's begin. In order to install and use any mods in Elden Ring, what we need to do is set up the Elden mod loader. If you've already installed it or followed my previous guide on this, you'll find down below, you can skip ahead in the video to where we're actually installing the mods themselves. Alright, so installing the Elden Ring mod loader. Simply head across to the first link down below and choose manual download over here. Then make sure you're signed in and choose slow download. Once it's done, we'll need to place these files in our game folder. So right-click Elden Ring in Steam, hover over Manage, and choose Browse Local Files. Then open the game folder, and we'll simply be dragging the contents of the zip into our game folder as such. Replace if necessary. Now, in order to actually play the game safely without the worry of anti-cheat affecting your plugins and mods, we'll need to install the anti-cheat toggler, which is the second part to enabling mods, as we can play offline safely with plugins, etc. On this anti-cheat toggler page, click the manual button once again, followed by slow download, and then once this is complete, we'll be dragging this once again to our game folder. So, just like that, we'll replace if necessary. Now we've gone ahead and installed the mod loader and the anti-cheat toggler. You need to scroll down until you find toggle anti-cheat. Run this once and you'll see that it says disabled. Now you're able to play the game safely with mods and plugins in offline mode. If you want to play online once more, run this again and you'll see you can now play online. You can scroll down here until you find start game in offline mode. Hold Alt and drag this to the desktop. This way it'll create a shortcut to start the game in offline mode. I'll rename this Elden Ring with mods. Sweet. When we run this, mods should be enabled. It'll run everything we need in one button. Scrolling all the way up to the very top, we have a brand new mods folder. Inside of here, we'll be adding the mods that we download now. So the first mod I'll be speaking about is Unlock the Frame Rate. Does something pretty obvious. Click the manual download button here and slow download once more. Once it's complete, open it up and you'll find a mods folder inside of the zip. In here is a DLL and a settings folder. We'll drag the mods folder itself into our game directory, merging it with the existing mods folder. So drop it anywhere and you may see something like this. Click yes or replace, and now we've successfully installed our Unlock the FPS mod. In order to change what kind of FPS you'll get in-game, open the mods folder, followed by Unlock the FPS, and open the config file with any text editor. You can see the default is 300 FPS for the limit, even though you may not reach that. You can set this to something like, 120 if that's what you want your max FPS to be. We can save it and we can close it. Now, in order for the Unlock the FPS mod to work properly, you'll need to double check a few things in your NVIDIA control panel, AMD settings window, Intel, etc. A similar FPS Unlocker mod that doesn't work with the DLC has a really good setup guide. Scrolling down, you'll find information for the NVIDIA control panel, as well as the AMD settings and options to get G-Sync working properly as well. We'll quickly follow through with the NVIDIA settings over here in order to allow our FPS to go above the cap of 60 or 80 frames in-game. First of all, we'll need to make sure that if our display supports it, we should have a higher refresh rate shown to us. I'll open the NVIDIA control panel, but if you're using AMD, you'll find steps in the GitHub link down below. Head across to the Change Resolution tab on the far left and make sure that your refresh rate for your monitor is cranked as high as it will go. Mine is 165, which is great. You may be stuck on just 60 or some other number. That's fine. We can still uncap our FPS. Now, head across to the Manage 3D Settings tab, which is all the way at the very top, and from the drop-down on the Program Settings tab, make sure to select Elden Ring. So click this drop-down, hit E to jump straight to probably Elden Ring if you've run it before. Otherwise, you can click Add and manually find it on this list of recently used programs, or we can choose Browse and navigate straight to where the game is installed. So I can copy this path here, paste it into our Open dialog, and head back. In here, we'll find Elden Ring. I'll click Open. There we go. Elden Ring should now be added to the list. There's two options we need to adjust in here. Preferred refresh rate should be set to highest available, and vertical sync should be turned off. That's it. Click Apply in the bottom right, and we're done here. If you want to enable G-Sync support, simply follow these steps on your screen. Now, we've now installed the Unlock FPS mod, we've uncapped the FPS in our NVIDIA or AMD control panel, and we've set our new max frame rate with this mod. The next mod I'll be showing you is the Remove Black Bars mod, which works fantastically for ultra-wide monitors like the one that I have. I'll click Manual Download here, and once again, slow download. We'll open it up and once again, combine our mod folders as such. There we go. We've now installed it. There isn't any configuration you need to do here. Then if we scroll down in the description tab of either of the mods that I've already linked, you'll find a bunch of different related mods that, if they pique your interest, you should download them and install them, such as removing chromatic aberration, which is the red and blue split that you'll see sometimes on your screen, fix the camera mod, which essentially removes the automatic recentering, which a lot of people don't like, the adjust the FOV mod, which allows us to adjust our field of view in game. I'll click manual download here and slow download. Once again, similar to all of our other mods, we'll just drag it into our game folder, combining the mods folders. Then inside of mods, adjust the FOV, we have a config file, and we can change our field of view in here. For example, on an ultrawide, you may want a wider field of view, and setting it to something like 80 is probably good. So that's what I'll do here. I'll type in 80 and save it. Perfect. Then some other mods include increase animation distance, disable rune loss, and skip the intro logos. I've already covered the last one, but it's one that I'm also going to be installing here as well. So I'll manual download, slow download, and once again, we'll combine the mods folders as such. Sweet. Now we have our successfully modified game with ultrawide support, removed FPS cap, etc. Let's launch the game in offline mode so all of our mods work and see what happens. Though, just before I do, I'll be switching from my normal 16:9 to ultrawide just so we can see the difference. So, firing up the game, the intro should be skipped, and we'll see the main menu in just a moment. There we go. Now we can continue the game, and you'll see that on the sides of our screen, the actual game world is loading in, and just like that, we now have ultrawide support, and our field of view is also dramatically increased to 80, which we put in the config. Then, in the very top left, you can see I'm getting a solid 75-ish FPS, which is pretty good, but it's not exactly groundbreaking. If, for some reason, the FPS Unlocker isn't working, hit Escape, followed by System. On the Graphics tab, make sure your screen mode is changed from full screen to borderless windowed, and this should help you if the FPS cap isn't working. And as you can see, I'm now getting a solid 92 FPS, which is far above the actual in-game FPS cap, and everything seems to be working well. And there we go. At this point, you can enjoy playing the game as you would usually, now with ultrawide support, as well as an uncapped FPS and a couple of other things. So, hopefully this video helped you. Thank you all for watching. My name's been Troubleshoot. I'll see you all next time. Ciao. And a special thank you to Superior Emerald for being an ultimate supporter.